Arcadian Vanguard presents the Wrestling News in your daily wrestling newscast for Friday, October 13th, 2023. Good morning. I'm Mike Sempervive. We begin today with last night's Ring of Honor streamed on Honor Club and featuring matches taped last Saturday night at the Maverick Center in Salt Lake City. The 13-match show was main evented by Scorpio Sky defeating Darius Martin. ROH World Champion Eddie Kingston made a non-title appearance, defeating Serpentico in the opening match. ROH World Women's Champion Athena beat Maserati in a non-title Proving Ground match, and QT Marshall successfully defended his AAA Latin American Championship against Daga. In other selected results, Ethan Page beat Christopher Daniels, Action Andretti defeated Gringo Loco, Willow Nightingale bested Layla Hirsch, and Mercedes Martinez went over Lady Frost. Endeavor CEO Ari Emanuel spoke to Bloomberg's Mike Shaw yesterday to discuss TV rights matters pertaining to Endeavor properties WWE and UFC.
We got a 40% increase for SmackDown. We have Raw, which is the number one package, available. There's 3 rights coming available to market. 3 big rights. WWE Raw.
NBA.
UFC. NBA. Okay? We are involved in 2 of them, right? There's 6 buyers. Plus, I would say WWE Network, which is up in 26. I think I'm saying that, maybe 25, 26. So, you cannot undervalue the WWE and UFC for the following reasons. One, we do not have a season. One of the biggest issues that will happen with SVODs and networks is churn. We're 52 weeks a year, right? And we're flexible. You want us Thursday night, you want us Tuesday night. I don't have any of those scheduling issues.
Emanuel also addressed the recent drop in WWE's stock price in the weeks since the merger of WWE and UFC under Endeavor's TKO banner, seeming to place some of the blame on matters related to Executive Chairman Vince McMahon.
I'd say to you, there's plenty of interest with Raw. Right now, I know people like NBC is out of the mix, and that's why it went down. I think there's 3 things that happen. One, the reason the stock is down is, one, they thought like Raw was the best package. I thought a 40% increase, which was in line with expectation, was good. 2, the PFL situation. And 3, probably Vince in our deal wanted to be able to put at any point in time his stock. He's 78 years old. He's been working at this for decades and decades.
In AEW news, Rey Fenix is expected to miss some time as he is currently dealing with a work visa issue, according to Fightful Select. It was reported that the visa issue led to the decision for Fenix to drop the international title to Orange Cassidy last Tuesday on Dynamite, and not an injury as had been previously reported. The work visa issues have reportedly been going on for some time, as Fenix was not originally intended to win the international title from Jon Moxley in the first place, but the plan was changed when Moxley called an audible due to sustaining a concussion during the match. In Impact news, Trey Miguel and Zachary Wentz of the Rascals retained the Impact World Tag Team title against Rich Swann and Sami Callihan last night on Impact on Access TV, in a match taped on September 23rd in Memphis.
Hot fire flame! Cover! The Rascals retain! The Rascals are going to Bound for Glory!
Ladies and gentlemen, here are your winners. And still, Impact World Tag Team Champions, the Rascals!
Every single victory the Rascals have had since Wentz has returned to this company, they have cheated, and now they've got to deal with the ABC in defense of their titles at Bound for Glory.
In the main event, Frankie Kazarian beat Eddie Edwards in a 2 out of 3 falls match. The first fall was a standard match, the second was a submission match, and the third was a last man standing.
Fade to black through the table! Kazarian's up! Kazarian beats respect in Edwards!
In other pre-tape matches, Tasha Steelz beat Rosemary, and Dirty Dango won the Call Your Shot entry match over Eric Young, Jake Something, Champagne Singh, and Jordan Grace when Dango pinned Something. Dango's win earns him final entry into the Call Your Shot Gauntlet match at Bound for Glory. And in some game-changer wrestling news, GCW came to Tokyo's Korakuen Hall yesterday with the World on GCW, a pay-per-view card that featured Cyclope and Miedo Extremo winning the GCW Tag Team title from Takashi Sasaki and Toru Sugiura. Blake Christian successfully defended the GCW World title against Jordan Oliver on the show, and in the main event, Rina Yamashita retained the GCW Ultra-Violent title against Masha Slamovich. In a death match, Jun Kasai beat Joey Janela. Also on the card, Hijo del Vikingo defeated Gringo Loco. And before we leave you today, we'd like to remind you that however you consume your content, you can find the wrestling news 24 hours a day and 7 days a week across social media. On Twitter, follow us at Wrestling News AV. Our Facebook page is also Wrestling News AV. The Wrestling News can also be found on the Arcadian Vanguard YouTube page. And for those who utilize Amazon Echo devices, just tell Alexa to play the Wrestling News podcast. And remember to make sure you add podcast at the end. Once again, for daily updates, breaking news, and more, follow the Wrestling News across social media. And that's the news for today. If anything happens, we will be here to tell you about it. No clickbait, no paywall, just the Wrestling News. The Wrestling News is a division of Arcadian Vanguard, and the Wrestling Newscast is a production of the Arcadian Vanguard Podcast Network.